Let's be honest. A city garbage manual sounds, well, pretty boring, right? But the one from Saitama, Japan is different. It's not just a list of rules. It's actually a pretty dramatic story about community, safety, and a really radical vision for the future of waste. So, let's get into it.
And no, this is not a scene from some action movie. This is a real photograph from Saitama's own waste management department. I mean, look at that. It's a garbage truck completely engulfed in flames, right at the processing facility. This is the very real, very dangerous problem at the heart of our story. It's a terrifying thought, isn't it? How can one simple mistake, just one item tossed into the wrong bag by one person, lead to this level of destruction? Well, that is the big question we're going to answer. So that brings us right to our first section, a burning problem. And I mean that both literally and figuratively.
And here's the thing. Saitama's incredibly detailed sorting system, it's not just about being eco-friendly. At its very core, it's a public safety measure. It was designed with one major goal in mind, to make absolutely sure that a fire like that never, ever happens again.
Okay, so how does this whole thing actually work? Let's take a little guided tour to really understand the logic behind Saitama's system.
On the left, you've got the sorting chart. And yeah, I'll admit, it looks intense. It looks really complex. But then on the right, you have Sai-chan, the city's super friendly mascot. And that contrast is totally intentional. The city's basically saying, hey, we know this looks like a lot, but it's totally manageable and we're here to help.
The entire system really boils down to these 5 categories: burnable, unburnable, 2 different types of recyclables, and, this is the really critical one for safety, harmful and dangerous waste. Everything, and I mean every single thing you throw out, fits into one of these.
So let's make this practical. How did these categories actually apply to the stuff you'd throw away every single day?
This table breaks it down really nicely. A simple snack bag? That's easy. It goes straight into burnable waste. But for things like plastic bottles, food trays, and glass bottles, you gotta do a little more work. They all need to be rinsed, and for plastic bottles, you have to remove the cap and the label.
You know, there's a really simple logic to all this. Clean materials get recycled efficiently. Dirty ones can't be. But doing this extra step does something else too. It forces you to pause for a second, to actually think about what you're throwing away. And that helps prevent dangerous items from just slipping through. All right, that brings us to the most critical part of our tour, and the direct answer to that mystery of the burning truck, the special cases.
So remember that fire we saw? Well, this little symbol for lithium-ion batteries, that's one of the main villains in our story. Just imagine what happens when a garbage truck's compactor crushes one of these. It can easily puncture, short-circuit, and just explode into flames. And it's not just phone batteries. Take a look at this list of high-risk items. Mobile batteries, spray cans, lighters, those little gas cylinders for tabletop stoves. This is stuff most of us have at home. Every single one is a potential fire starter if you just toss it into a regular garbage bag.
So Saitama's solution is total separation, no exceptions. These items are all classified as harmful and dangerous waste, and you absolutely cannot put them out with your regular trash. Instead, residents have to take them to these dedicated collection boxes at public facilities, completely removing them from the main waste stream.
Okay, so that takes care of the small, dangerous stuff. But what about the big things? You can't exactly fit an old bookshelf or a bike into a collection box, right?
Well, of course, the city has a super organized process for that too. It's a simple 3-step system. First, you call to register the item and get a number. Second, you pop over to a convenience store and buy these special disposal stickers. And third, you just slap that sticker on and put your item out on the scheduled day. It's efficient, it's straightforward, and it keeps people from just leaving stuff on the sidewalk.
So, let's zoom out for the big picture here. All these rules, from rinsing a bottle to booking a pickup for a chair, they're about more than just logistics. They all serve a much larger and, honestly, a pretty inspiring philosophy.
And to help everyone keep all of this straight, the city provides a modern tool, the official Saitama City garbage sorting app.
Yep, it's called the Sai-chan app, and it's way more than just a schedule. It has a whole sorting dictionary inside. And, crucially, it works in 5 different languages. That shows a deep commitment to making sure every single resident can be part of the solution.
And this is the ultimate goal stated right there in the manual: to become a circulating city, or megarumachi. The definition is key. It's not just about recycling. It's a vision for a community where resources are never truly thrown away, but are instead continuously flowing, creating a sustainable loop for the future.
And this image is the perfect illustration of that philosophy. There's our friend Sai-chan again, but now he's actually embodying the recycling symbol itself. It's the perfect visual metaphor for that circulating ideal, a continuous, unbroken loop of resources.
So we end with this final thought. You know, the story of Saitama's garbage started with that destructive fire, a total endpoint. But the system it inspired is all about new beginnings, about reframing what we call trash as the raw material for tomorrow. And it leaves us with a pretty provocative question. What if every city thought of trash not as an end, but as a beginning?